All right. Yes, it's Cody. It's me. It's time for Automate That. Cody, it was nice to be with you in the same room on the last episode. Unfortunately, we are not in the same room again. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing pretty great, Ernie. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty well. I'm trending upwards. Let's get into this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Cody, we have a very interesting Automate That this week. As we mentioned, there's Cody. There I am.
Boom, boom.
We have an automation recipe of the week. Cody, can we get a drum roll, please?
Bum, 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 bum. Every week it sounds a little bit more like a drum.
It's just gets better all the time. Reports. What do we got going on here?
No recipes this week, like we've done a handful of other times. We're actually going to talk about a subject and break it down between the two of us for our viewers today. And today we're looking at contract trend reports.
Perfect. Okay, so what are contact trend reports?
That's a great first question, Ernie. To which there are a series of reports in your ActiveCampaign account in the report section that detail contact trends and behaviors over time, allowing you to use the information to develop your marketing, your sales plan, and your business overall. I really like to think about it this way. What you're going to get in those reports are automated information based on your actual contacts and their actions. And then what you do with it, that's that human touch decision making. Today, we're going to look over 5 of the reports. We're going to look at contact trends, open red trends, email client trends, form performance, and tag trends.
So while this definitely isn't an automation recipe that you need to import into your account, it is already in your account and it is already automated and updated for you. So you 100%. Don't have to automate that. We'll automate that. You just have to look at it. And if you were to look at it, where would you find it?
Oh, you'd find it. If you can't follow the GIF, you'd click the reports icon, which is going to look like the bar graph and be the one on the, it's the last icon on the left side of the platform. From that reports homepage, you're going to click on the contacts report drop down. And from there, you choose which of the 7 reports you'd like to look at.
All right, easy enough. We are going to cover 5 of them. So let's get into the first one here. Contact trend reports. Cody, take it away.
How your lists have grown over time. Let's look at them. So as we see here, you're going to be able to see, people joining your list, people leaving your list. You can make it list specific. You can make it overall. I really love this. 3 quick stats on the bottom of the page for the last 30 days are going to be your contact growth percentage, your average contact growth per day, and your unsubscribed contacts for the last 30 days. Now, Ernie, this is probably a great point to pause because what's the first thing you're noticing about the screenshot?
Your graph is unbelievably consistent. What is going on here?
So this, almost all these images were pulled from my actual account where we built out automation recipes, but we don't launch campaigns from because, again, we have a lot of in progress or finished automation recipes, and we don't want to send those to people who aren't ready for them. So I actually don't have live data, but if you go to this same place in your account, you will see all that good data we're talking about today. That's going to be with a lot of these images, but we still wanted to show you what the page layout looks like and what the sections were.
Perfect.
So yeah, let's get back into it. So you see in the top of the page, kind of 4 light gray boxes. What we're going to see is you see total contacts. Perfect. Thank you, Ernie.
Gotcha.
Active contacts, new contacts, and unsubscribe. And that'll be for that date range that you've set, as you'll be able to look. One thing we want to call out, as you can see here, the last point, you're able to break down by a specific list or all lists and date. With active contacts, you do need to choose a list because it's going to let you know the active contacts based on that list, not just every active contact you have. So that's a real quick call out, but everything else here is pretty, self-explanatory. It's just you look at how your lists have grown. You can see, was there a time where we were running a campaign that we didn't see that much growth or actually maybe there was a dip. Oh, we saw a big pop. What did we do then? Did we offer a buy one, get one? What happened? This is a great way just at a glance to see how your business is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. To be able to zoom out by a date range and see the actual performance, the growth, the unsubscribe rate, whatever the case may be, really, really valuable context for you to grab from this one, and kind of keeping people in suspense here. What is it actually going to look like for you? You'll have to log in and check that contact trend report out for yourself. Okay, moving into the second trend here, we've got open/red trends report. Cody, what is this one telling us?
see what days and time your emails are getting opened. You like see when people are actually reading what you're sending them.
Mm,
You can see open by weekday. That's the first, the top part of this graph, and then
mhm.
open by time. And you can scroll down and it goes by hour. You can hover over those bars and they will show you, a percentage and then a total number, or the number that are there versus the total number as well. A couple of graphs that if you hover over, you'll get that really good data goodness. But yeah, this is a great report. Sorry, segmenting. Oh, of course, almost all of these, which we do have bullet points for, you can segment somehow, either by list, tag, or date. And with this one, all three. But this is a great report. When you're looking at like, if you're sending a certain campaign or, looking at a campaign that's already happened, and you're kind of trying to figure out, well, we didn't see what we normally saw, or wow, people really responded. This is a great one to look at and see if like what day was it popping, what day was it wasn't, and if you're what was it wasn't. And if you're running a very specific time-based campaign, this can give you a great idea of when to put that.
Yeah, this graph it just gives you incredible insight into your audience. We talk a lot about knowing your audience, and one of the details that is included in that but might be overlooked is what day does your audience prefer to receive emails on, and beyond that, what time do they prefer to receive those emails at on that day. So, again, Cody, you mentioned that this is not like market trends. This isn't going on Google and typing in what's the best day to send an email and then having, a bunch of aggregated data tell you that it's Tuesday morning at 9:30 or whatever it might be. This is actually for your particular audience, for your business, for your contact list. So really, really valuable information here. Okay, moving into the third then. Form performance? Or did I
Form
skip one?
performance. I believe you might have skipped one, Ernie, if we want to see if we can go back.
There we go. Sorry,
Email
we're jumping
client
all
trend
over.
reports. No worries. I could sense that we skipped one. So this one's real easy. You see what email clients your emails are being read with. This one we did borrow from an account with some information in it. Because of this next point and the sub point, it's a breakdown, as I said, all your email opens by email provider. It will only list those used by contact. So we don't just have a master list we use and we just tally them up. If once something has been opened via a provider, we then create a row. So mine would have been completely blank and not giving you a good idea. But as you can see here, even those that you think are blank right now, some people still open them. It's just in the grand scheme of things, the percentage is very small. Again, you can segment by list, tag, and or date. And again, hovering over the little specific bars will give you numbers on how many contacts total use that email provider and have opened, and the total email opens overall. One real quick call out with this is not directly tied to contacts. So it's not going to tell you Timothy Hansen uses Gmail. It doesn't do that because we understand things evolve over time. Maybe Timothy Hansen, while at home, uses Gmail, but when he's in the office, he's using Outlook. So we're just looking at specifically when an email opens, what email provider did that come from?
Really interesting information here. As inbox service providers might have different firewalls, they might have different privacy policies, they might have all sorts of different nuances and details to them. So if you have a group of contacts or a segment of your list is expressing that they can't see something, or that something is a little bit different for them, this would be a good place to take a look and see if they have something in common.
That's
cool.
Great call out, Ernie.
Well, thank you. Moving forward here, form performance report. This is my personal favorite. But Cody, what is this one telling us?
Ernie, it's mine too. And you know why? Because form already performance has the word form in it. So I don't know why. I love patterns like that. And when I read that earlier, I went, wow. So it's your form statistics at a glance. You can view all your form statistics holistically, meaning literally you can just see total submissions over time, not form specific. Or if you want to drill down specific forms, you can do that as well. Quick stats at the top of the page that you get a look at very quickly that I love. Total form submissions, either if you choose a form by that one, or obviously overall just all your form submissions. Top form submitted, meaning what is your most successful form? What are people submitting the most, which can give you a lot of good ideas about various things. We look at top submission day, when are you getting the most submissions, and your daily average form submission. So how many are you getting on average? Then we have this main chart, which you see here, again, consistent as all get out. But that is your form submission trends over time graph. So whatever date range you set, you'll actually be able to see, Hey, we saw a bunch of people climb. Were we doing a campaign at that time? Buy one, get one, perhaps, or something like that. Oh, we dropped off for a bit. Were we not contacting them? Were we over contacting them? Like what is this? You'll see two subgraphs underneath that main graph. One is called the form submission summary. The difference between that and the main graph is that actually it'll list out your forms, and then it's a bar chart showing you this many have submitted for this form, this many have submitted for this form, on and on. And then the one on the right is form submission by day. Again, a bar graph with Monday through Sunday, and again, represented in that date range of how many submissions you got every single day, because you get the average, but you might want to know that nobody's submitting on Tuesdays for some reason, but Mondays and Wednesdays, everyone's submitting. And then if you keep scrolling at the bottom of the page, you actually get a table that is a form submission details table that breaks down, like, here's the name of the form, here's how many people submitted it in the state range, here's how many people have since like unsubscribed, and stuff like that. All those really good information about forms. You just have to scroll a little bit, but it's right there. Yeah.
Awesome. And what I love about this one is if you apply this to email, right? Today's topic is email analytics. And so if you're sending an email with a link to a form, it would be really great. And that form might also be promoted, on social media or elsewhere on your website. There might be multiple different ways for a contact to make their way to that form. But if you're sending that email on a particular day, you might be able to look at this trend graph and see, just how effective was that email? How many signups did that email conceivably bring in? So very interesting stuff here that you can use to kind of tie back to email and how well it's actually driving conversions on your forms. Love this one. Okay, finally, tag trends report. Cody, take it away.
Boom. You can see how your tags are performing. Within a time frame, you run a report to see overall tag trends, total tags added during that time frame to contacts, and average tags added per day to contacts. This can be also set to a specific tag as well, just like the forms can be set to a forms. It's also got two subgraphs. It's got a most used tags within the date range you have selected, and then it's still going to remind you too on the right, here's your most tags used overall. So no matter the date range, you can still see, well, these really performed during this time, but these are still our top performing. And just like the performance forms one as well, there's a tag details table here on the bottom also. And Ernie, I think it's great for the same reason the form is, especially if you're doing tags based on link clicks or going to a certain part of your page. When you're running a campaign or sent out an email and it will result in those tags, this is a great way to look and see as well.
Yeah, this is just a really great visual representation of your segmentation. How many contacts have a certain tag, and you can see it compared to the other contacts. So we've talked about email engagement a little bit in this episode, and Cody and I have covered the engagement tagging automation recipes that ActiveCampaign has in the marketplace. So if you are looking for those, be sure to go check out parts 1 and parts 2 of those. But if you have multiple different tags that indicate engagement, whether it is highly engaged, general engagement, not engaged, unengaged, it'd be really interesting to take a look at that and see, how those different segments of engagement stack up next to each other. So this one is another great way for you to kind of take that email analytics, that open, that click through, kind of get past that and look at it from a more holistic perspective. Awesome. So that concludes the 5 that we were setting out here to cover. Cody, thank you so much.
Of course, Ernie, thank you.
And that's that.
Automated.